Welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio. I'm your host, Bob Martin, President and CEO of the Imagine America Foundation, also known as IAF. To date, IAF has supported more than 190,000 enrolling high school seniors as they embark in their skilled trades educational journey with scholarships, career resources, and financial planning tips. To learn more about the Imagine America Foundation and how we can help your students as they prepare for college during their senior year, visit our website at www.imagine-america.org. On today's session of Imagine America Radio, we'll be featuring Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology. Founded in 1928, Spartan College trains professionals for aviation and related careers. They provide a supportive educational environment that encourages active participation in learning while providing quality career-oriented education programs. Counselors, if you have students that are looking for top quality education in the field of aviation and related industries, I urge you to visit their website at www.spartan.edu. Together with Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology, the Imagine America Foundation, or IAF, has helped more than 1,840 enrolling students earn a scholarship so they can train at Spartan. Today, we are joined by Nicholas Brown, Campus President and CAOO for Technology for the Spartan College in Broomfield, Colorado. Nicholas has dedicated his career to supporting students who are interested in higher education, particularly in the area of STEM-based careers. But before we turn the program over to Nicholas, let me go over today's agenda. Today's session of Imagine America Radio will be 30 minutes maximum, which will include questions and answers. Once we finish these remarks, we're going to go directly into today's presentation. All participants can submit questions while the presentation is in session via the Q&A feature in this Zoom meeting. At the end of the presentation, I'll answer and present any and all questions offered by the participants. We will address as many questions as possible and provide written responses in follow-up emails. We will have a hard close at 10:30 a.m. So without taking any more time out of today's presentation, let me turn today's session over to Nicholas. Nicholas, the floor is yours.
Thank you. It's good to be here today. I appreciate everybody's time and learning a little bit more about Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology, specifically our Broomfield campus location. We offer two programs here at Spartan College Broomfield location. They entail our aviation electronics technology program and also as well our aviation maintenance technology program. These two programs are highly sought after by employers in the local market. Not only do we supply graduates into the industry for the different areas of the FAA's governance over general aviation, major airlines, such as FAA's Part 121, or even corporate aviation with Part 135. Our avionics, our aviation electronics technology students also work within the aviation industry. The skill sets are very diverse, and we'll go into greater detail on that as we progress through the presentation today. Jumping into our history, we have trained students since 1928 through the highs and lows of whatever life brings us over the years to get us close to our 100-year celebration coming up here in 2028. We're up to date with safety. It's one of our biggest priorities as we do our training here for all technicians. We are entering them into an aviation industry where safety is paramount. Also as well, we're known for our black cat, which is the number 13, which you can see is signified here with the emblem on the slide that's being presented to you, which stands for knowledge and skill overcome superstition and luck. And this is something that we work closely with our students on to make sure that they have knowledge and skill and are prepared to go into industry without relying on luck while they're out there or superstitions that have been generated over the years within our industry. We are an accredited institution, and our accreditation is through ACCSC, which is the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. We're also recognized by the Department of Higher Education here in the state of Colorado. with the Division of Private Occupational Schools. And then last but not least is the FAA. And they have approved and also as well given us the Air Agency certification to be able to teach to the FAA's Part 147. And these links are available on our consumer information page on the spartan.edu website to learn more about our accreditation and approvals. And this is very important because it shows the recognition that we're meeting or exceeding the set of standards that are put out by these parties. Moving to our next slide here, the curriculum really does matter, and this is a important piece to what we do every day. And it really starts out with our program advisory committees. These advisory committees are made up of industry representatives and employers from many different areas within the aviation and aerospace community. The PAC members change over time to give us a greater perspective of what's actually cutting edge from a technology standpoint, and also what we need to do on the training side to ensure that the future technicians that graduate from Spartan have the skills necessary to be successful in industry. We also have training diversity. And what I mean by this is students train on general aviation related aircraft and components, as well as some of the different parts of the industry that are governed by the FAA, such as commercial aviation, private aviation. And we have these tools and equipment that are part of the training that's required under the FAA's 147 curriculum. So turbine engines, electrical systems, soldering, wiring, all of the stuff that's really critical for our changing industry and the technology that's coming out into industry today. Industry preparation is a big piece, obviously, with our students because we are a career training technical college. And this is something where we focus solely or heavily, I apologize, on electronics, broader engine base, more composites, aerodynamics, and safety practices. Our curriculum focuses on digital systems throughout the aircraft and the use of technology because that is what the industry is demanding. And we know this is because that is what our advisory members tell us. We really rely heavily on their feedback and also direction to ensure our students have what they need to be successful. And then lastly is the greater flexibility. So with the e-learning that we have available for our students by utilizing our learning management system, which is Canvas, everything is built in for their success and stages as they go through the curriculum to show competency on the topics that we cover within the curriculum and ensuring that they've mastered those skill sets so that they are prepared for their written exams and also as well the oral and practical exam at the end of their curriculum on the AMT side, in addition to what we do for the aviation electronics technology program with their FCC certifications, soldering, wiring certs that are critical for their success as they get into the industry. Career training also matters. Spartan provides foundational training of components and systems which cross many areas of the aircraft. Great example of this is hydraulic systems. Classes build on previous training from the general content and our math and physics courses, which every student will start out with. An example would be that concepts are learned in physics that would be applied to later stages within the curriculum, such as hydraulics, landing gear, digital systems, theories of flight, etc. The academic resources that are provided also are in depth. This includes test prep, resume building, financial literacy, and other tools and skills to prepare for entry-level opportunities, as well as life management when students get out there into the career field. Checkpoints are built throughout the program to help students work toward any certification or licensure option available within their program. So the examples here for our AMT program would be the FAA's Part 147 General Airframe and Power Plant Certification. On the AET side, you have the FAA's Part 107 Drone Pilot License that can be achieved within the program, FCC Elements 1, 3, and 8. And then also as well, J standard soldering under the NASA standard for soldering and wiring, which is embedded in both the AMT and the AET programs. So I'd mentioned earlier, safety is critical for our industries and the employers that we work with and place our students into when they finish their programs of study with us. So we practice that here starting day one, which is proper security by wearing your badge with a lanyard or some sort of device to display it so that we know you're supposed to be here on campus every day. Wearing the appropriate PPE or personal protective equipment, such as goggles, hearing protection, gloves, respirators, anything that would be required based on the labs that are tied into our curriculum. Following the safety regulations, direction, and procedures. This is a big thing. So referring to manuals, knowing your SDS requirements if you're working with certain chemicals or substances within a lab environment. And then awareness, training and practice are imperative to keeping you, your classmates, and staff safe. That's something that we harp heavily on, making sure that in a team environment, everybody's accounted for and everybody's prepared to ensure what the safety requirements are as they go through any type of practical training that's tied to the curriculum. So now we'll dive a little bit deeper into our Spartan College programs. As I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this presentation, we offer two programs here. Both of them are Associate of Applied Science. The first is Aviation Maintenance Technology. The second is Aviation Electronics Technology. So which program is the right fit for you? We'll dive into our next slide here for the brief overview of the Aviation Maintenance Technology program. So aviation maintenance technicians keep aircraft in safe flying condition by servicing, repairing, and overhauling aircraft components. The AMT program at Spartan College Broomfield Campus can be completed in as few as 20 months. Technicians in this field work on aircraft, airframe, piston engines, turbine engines, hydraulic systems, propellers, rigging, warning systems, and environmental systems. We offer 2 shifts with the AMT program. Our day shift starts at 7:30 a.m. and ends at 2:30 p.m. And our night shift runs from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the evening. This is for our on-campus delivery. We also have the ability to allow for students to be able to complete classes in a hybrid format. Our gen eds are done asynchronously through a consortium with our Tulsa, Oklahoma campus. And then also if we have inclement weather or a student isn't feeling well, we can bring them in virtually to be able to stay abreast of what's going on in the lecture side of the course. Again, all labs have to be done on site just due to the practical requirements and the equipment that's available to all of our students to be able to train effectively. So what are some of the typical procedures that an aviation maintenance technician would cover in their day-to-day activities? So here I've got 8 different headers here, 4 on each line, that cover what an A&P technician would do. So first is the standards, right? Equipment and aircraft must meet required performance standards. And this is heavily reliant on safety procedures, reading the manual, making sure that we're following what's required based on the FAA and also the manufacturer's requirements. Inspect, so inspect, replace aircraft parts for defects. Diagnosing and troubleshooting mechanical or electrical problems. Read and studying, this is incredibly important, making sure that you study the maintenance manuals, understand what needs to be done, and identifying the appropriate repair procedure. Initiating the repair, so repairing the airframe, power plant, electrical systems, or other aircraft parts and systems. Maintain and replace, maintaining aircraft and replacing defective or outdated parts using relevant and required tools. Keep us flying safely. Test, so testing our work with gauges and other diagnostic equipment ensures aircraft are flight ready. And then record keeping required records and documenting maintenance and repair work is a necessary part of the skill set. And this piece is very important as we go through our training here at Spartan, is making sure that records are done appropriately and also as well compliantly to ensure the safety of all passengers and personnel that are flying on aircraft. Moving here to the next slide, at the end of the program, the FAA's Airframe and Power Plant Certificate, or A&P certificate, is something that our students have the ability to sit and test for. So as students are going through the curriculum with us, we have certain checkpoints throughout their time and academic progression with Spartan College to have them go sit for their written exams. We have approved PSI testing locations at our campuses. And that allows for students, for example, when they complete the general content of the FAA's Part 147 curriculum, they can go sit for that exam. And after that, the airframe and/or power plant portions. And then when they get to graduation, they'll finish their last content area written exam and then move right into the oral and practical exam with a designated mechanics examiner under the FAA to ensure that our students demonstrate not only the ability to understand from a written exam standpoint what's required to be a good A&P, but also demonstrating it through oral questioning with the DME and also practical application in a test lab environment for our students. And as you can see here, there's some information from the 2023 pipeline report published by the Aviation Technician Education Council, or ATEC, where starting hourly pay for A&P graduates without a mechanic's license is $19.77 per hour, an increase of 17% over last year, but more than $17,000 a year less than their certificated peers. So becoming certificated is incredibly important. We advise all students to get that FAA cert because it's essentially a currency and a job in their back pocket. The skill set's recognized by a lot of different industries. And this is something that we harp incredibly on with our students, is about how important it is to get that cert and that recognition that they have that skill set. Next, I'd like to cover our SkyWest Aviation Technician Career Pathway. This partnership has been something that we found quite valuable for our students. Not only does it provide an opportunity for scholarships to help them finance their way through the program, but also as well an interview with SkyWest, which is one of the, or if not the largest regional carrier out there that services 4 of the major airlines within commercial aviation. So this is a great stepping stone to be able to go start out your career in a more regional airline model, learn how to document, conduct maintenance practices, and then ultimately fine-tune your skill set to go to the major airlines such as the Delta, United, et cetera, so that you can get your skills to where they need to be successful at the majors, or essentially what we would qualify as the professional aviation technicians working for those 121 operators that are more oftentimes than not worldwide carriers. Moving to our next slide here, we're going to cover the Aviation Electronics Technology program. So this program runs on a day shift schedule only, and that's Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 2:30 p.m. Still an Associate of Applied Science. This one's 5 months shorter though, so only 15 months long. So individuals that are looking for a more streamlined, faster to workforce program, this might be the right fit. It is very electronics heavy, but the skill sets are very diverse in regards to where a student could go work, such as being an avionics technician within the aviation industry, or working for aerospace companies, Department of Defense contractors, et cetera. And the skills that are learned in this that are relied heavily upon, again, are wiring, a strong foundational understanding of electronics, and then also as well soldering skills that will work for different types of programs that are available on the space side, and also as well the satellite side under the DoD realm. Typical avionics technician procedures, again, follow a lot of the same of what we covered with the AMT program. So this is something that we try to replicate across our programs to ensure that you can see here: standards, repair, replace, examine, procedures, test, inspect, and record keeping are vital for our students to be successful as they move out into industry, and making sure that they focus on these 8 different areas as a technician, procedure, and practice day over day. One of the big things that I love about our school and what we do is the fact that we have a very dedicated and invested career services team. As you can see here, they provide a lot of resources and support to our current students, and also as well our alumni. This includes resume development, part-time job assistants as they're going through school to help out with expenses, on-campus career fairs, interviewing skills, on-campus recruitment events, and also as well graduate refresher class privileges. So one of the great things that I love about what Spartan College provides is any of our students, after they've completed their program of study, can come back and revisit any of the curriculum that they just graduated and completed the program. If they make a career change or look to focus in a different area at an employer, they're more than welcome to come back at no cost to sharpen their skill set and learn a little bit deeper about certain areas of the curriculum that we provided to them to help them out with being successful in a new role. Student services will assist them with a lot of these things and making sure that they've got the tutoring, or as well if they're looking to come back, to help them out with course availability and being able to get that training. Moving to our next slide, I wanted to highlight some of the companies that our Spartan alumni have gone to work for. And this would be Here we go. Our Sierra Nevada Corporation, American Airlines, Frontier, Ball Aerospace, which is now BAE, SkyWest Airlines, PSA Airlines, Boeing, Delta, and United Airlines. As you can see here, these are some very world-renowned and recognized organizations throughout the aviation and aerospace community. And our students have been able to, through partnerships that we've developed, get their foot in the door, have career advancement opportunities, and as well come back to hire and participate as our program advisory committee members, which is great to see as our alumni have advanced over time and have taken a big step within the industry and provided their skill sets to help advance what we do within aviation and also aerospace. The future is looking quite good. Boeing puts out a report every year focusing on the pilot and technician outlook from 2023 to 2042. And that's going to be here on the next slide. And as you can see here, this slide shows that we have a demand for personnel of 125,000 aviation technicians, which is a pretty unique thing and I'd say encouraging for a lot of individuals that are looking to get into the aviation and aerospace. There's a lot of demand right now, which is great. And the reason behind this is due to baby boomers are getting ready for retirement and looking to vacate some of those positions that are currently filled, which will allow for our alumni to be able to enter into the workforce and have a successful career and move into supervisory or management position if that is their desire. Next is different options to finance your education. So we do offer financial aid for those who qualify. This includes scholarships and grants, federal supplemental education opportunity grants, federal direct Stafford loans, federal direct loans, Pell grants, federal work study, military benefits, such as the GI Bill. I highly recommend that if you're considering this type of training, learning more about different financing opportunities that are available. There's also as well tuition reimbursement benefits through some of the part-time employers that we work with, which can help our students save on the cost of tuition and making sure they get out of here with as minimal debt as possible as they look to finance their education and go off into industry. The education, or the next piece is our housing services that we do offer. So Colorado is a very fun community to live in. I've been here for 13 years now. I love the outdoor activities that are available. You can ski, hike, mountain bike, whitewater raft, fly fish, everything's available. And housing is something that we've put into place through Collegiate Housing Services that offers individual leases with flexible lease terms. Package unit includes rent, utilities, and furniture, and then also as well working with you on roommate coordination. It's been a great service for our students that have transitioned from out of state to complete their education here in Colorado, and we highly recommend them as an opportunity for students that are looking to relocate to Broomfield, Colorado to train with us. And then our next slide is charting your course. So how does what you've learned today line up with your expectations? This is something that I ask every student that's looking at this industry to do their research. This industry isn't always for everyone, and I want to make sure that we put the right individuals out into this industry because it's incredibly important based on what the safety requirements are and also as well the intellectual curiosity that's needed to ensure that you're always learning and also studying up on what's required to be successful as an aviation technician. Some upcoming events that we have available at our 4 different campus area locations. So you've got the list here for the Tulsa area, the Los Angeles area, Inland Empire, and then also as well the Denver area. And that Tour and Connect for the Denver area will come up on May 23rd. It's an in-person event. I hope that if you're attending today, you can make it over to the campus. We'll also have a barbecue that day for our students as a kickoff to summer. So feel free to stop in, participate, learn a little bit more about what we do here at Spartan. And last but not least is the Spartan process. So if you are interested in attending Spartan, what are your next steps? And you can see here the 3 next steps that are listed. You can click on this QR code. and follow and connect with us. And then also as well, link up to our website, which is spartan.edu, to schedule a time to come in, learn a little bit more about the enrollment process, financial aid benefits that are available to those who qualify. And then also as well, if you want to show up on the 23rd for the Tour and Connect, you're more than welcome to attend with a friend. We like to put as much awareness out there for the aviation industry and what the training can do from a career option standpoint. And that sums up my presentation for today.
Hey, thank you,
Now pass
Nicholas.
it over for questions.
Thank you, Nicholas. Excellent job. Really important information for our audience to hear. You know, Spartan's connection with employers has always been extremely impressive. I also know that, you know, that helping students with on the employment side is such a key feature of the Spartan College experience. And I just applaud you for what you do. Thank you.
You're
Now,
welcome.
one question, the first thing comes up, and this is the usually one that's the most daunting for our students, has to do with financial aid. And you talk about it a little bit, but why don't you just, if you don't, very quickly recap for our audience, in particular the students and the parents, the process, because it can be very intimidating. What can students expect from Spartan when it comes to support during the federal financial aid process during the enrollment?
It's a great question. I would say one of the biggest things to do is when you come in here to meet with an admissions representative to learn more about the enrollment process, you also have the ability to meet with a dedicated financial aid advisor to run through different programs and options that are available to those who qualify, and really try to focus in on how do we minimize any type of debt that would need to be taken on for a student to finance their education. There's a number of opportunities, grants, scholarships, tuition reimbursement programs that our financial aid representatives are very well versed on and can help parents as well as students understand that process fully so that they're making a wise decision about their financial futures and also how to pay for the training.
And don't forget to ask about Imagine America. As I said in
Yeah.
my introductory comments, almost 2,000 enrolled Spartan students have used Imagine America, and we really appreciate that partnership with you. Two more questions, and then we're going to close it off. One has to do with GPA. Are there GPA requirements for enrollment and admissions to Spartan?
We have a GPA requirement to graduate of a 2.0 or higher. What we really look for on the enrollment side of the house is that you have a high school diploma or a GED that's been completed. And then also as well, we have a essentially an entrance assessment done through Smarter Measures that determines an individual's personality traits, any potential strengths and weaknesses that would either benefit them or be a little bit of a hurdle as they're going through their program. And they'll work directly with a student services advisor on addressing those areas, counseling on what they'll need to put into place to be successful. But the big thing is just high school graduation, so either GED or a high school diploma transcript, and then also as well that Smarter Measures completion so that we ensure that they have everything they need to be successful.
Okay. You know, you've done a great job talking about the housing, and and I won't ask you to go over it, but Collegiate Housing is a partner of the Imagine America Foundation, and we're extremely proud of our relationship with them. But I know that in your destination schools, you get a lot of students that are looking for housing assistance. I'm really glad that you've got that service. I applaud you for it. Anything you want to add on that before we close off?
I would just say it's a very good service. It allows the students to essentially have one point of contact that's managed as they're going through their program of study with us. And the nice thing is the leases are flexible, as mentioned in the presentation. So once a student's identified a job opportunity upon graduation and needs to relocate, the process that's put into place with Collegiate Housing makes it conducive for them to do so without having any cumbersome financial expenses that
Yeah.
would come through a traditional
Yeah.
lease.
Yeah. Now, I'll just call our audience attention. They can go on your QR code on this last page. That will connect them to any and every way they need to get a hold of Spartan. I'll also mention to our audience that we did have a technical problem with that video, and we'll see to it that it's sent out to all the registrants and it's available to any and all of the people that come to our site relative to Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology. Before closing, we want to thank the education participants for taking time out of their very busy schedule to join us today. We know you've got a lot of competing demands on your time. We just appreciate you coming in and listening to Nicholas and hear about Spartan College today. I want to thank Nicholas for doing an outstanding job on today's presentation and urge you to go on this QR code, contact Spartan College and/or Nicholas, and they will answer any and all questions that you may have relative to this presentation, relative to the aviation careers and financial aid. On behalf of the Managing America Foundation, Lauren Cunningham, who runs the whole show here, and Nicholas, I want to thank you and hope you have a great day. Goodbye.